Yo, welcome back, SJB. SJB Speaks. So, I'm outside warming the car up. It's cold, so if you hear me rustling around a little bit, my bad if the mic picks it up. Gotta get my hand warmers and stuff out, my gloves. I feel like I'm not prepared. Okay, so I'm really just gonna freestyle this morning musing, honestly, because as usual, I have a lot to say. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. There they go. They're in that pocket. Probably gonna have to turn that down in the mic. Okay, anyway, so morning musings. I haven't actually recorded a morning musing video in about a week and a half because I've been ridiculously busy with work in a good way. But yeah, things are they're picking up. You know how you do something, like you're trying something out and then it does better than you expect, and now you're trying to scramble and catch up with it? That's been me the past couple weeks, but I finally caught up. Like everything is running now, so I'm pretty excited about that. But anyway, it's been a crazy week and a half or so since I recorded the last video, though. I mean, it's just so much going on. It's like my life is being uprooted in so many incredible ways, but it's still kind of like, you know, when things are moving fast, they're just, sometimes you get overwhelmed. So that's where I've been. And I keep reminding myself, and it's funny because I haven't recorded this video yet for the episode. I haven't forgot about the Do It Scared series, but the episode that I need to record for that series is, I think it's like episode 6 or something like that. But it's called Faith is the Path of Least Resistance. So, you know, a lot of times we think we have to have it all figured out. We think that we have to have a plan. And sometimes you just don't have a plan because, you know, what did Mike Tyson say? Every man has a plan till he gets punched in the face or something like that. But essentially, when life is punching you in the face, your plan goes out the window anyway. So, you know, a lot of times we're just scrambling. We're just trying to figure things out. And I've learned to lean into that process more. You know, I've learned to lean into that process more, and it's been working for me. I mean, I cannot complain. You know what? I need to put these hand warmers in these damn gloves. That's what I need to do. And then I put the gloves behind me, and then I warm them up that way. Okay. Sorry, y'all. I'm trying not to move too much. I don't want the mic to pick all that up. But okay, so what was I saying? So sometimes faith is the path of least resistance. And so that's what that episode is about. But the past week and a half has really been a lesson in that, you know. So it's been pretty dope. I've been getting a lot of good stuff done, making a lot of great connections. Business is going well. I can't complain. Like, yeah, I'm getting to it. Trying to, at least. So at least very little time for this. So I figure it's not that I can't do, but right now I'm unable to do the daily uploads for these. Like, in order to do that, I have to set aside a whole day or 2 or 3. Like, I still record every morning, but then I set that time aside to do editing and all that kind of stuff. So I'll get there eventually, but right now with my schedule, I can't find enough damn hours in the day as is. So I can't do that. But yeah, it's just amazing how life works, honestly. I mean, it's been incredible. I had an interaction with a potential client recently, and I was kind of laughing at myself because I remember a time where I never would have done something like that or said something like that or even really It wasn't that I was in my feelings, but I wasn't pressed about it. I wasn't about to chase them. I wasn't about to. It's like, look, I have what you need. I can help you. I'm helping other people. Do you want the help or not? Right? But of course, when you say stuff like that via text, I wasn't that rude about it, but it tends to be taken the wrong way. So the client ended up reaching out and being like, "Hey, can we hop on the phone?" Which, rule number one, hop on the phone. But anyway, so it all ended up working out, and they're gonna sign with us, and I'm excited about it. But it's funny how I find myself looking at all these different versions or iterations of myself as I've grown up over the years. Like, when I look back at the 22-year-old kid who was just starting a business, that's a completely different person. If you knew me between 22 and 27, but between 27 and 35 you don't know me. I mean, we haven't been connected. You do not know me. You don't know me. And that's okay. I don't even know why I'm saying that, but I say because I'm talking about the iterations of myself. That's right. So, my bad, y'all. Saw a shadow move, but it was just the lights. So anyway, so yeah, this is just a freestyle. It's just a morning musing freestyle. Just me thinking out loud, getting some stuff out. I'm excited to get back to not working weekends. I'll tell you that. That used to be nice. It's nice not working weekends when you don't dread Monday mornings. Like when you're excited to get back to work Monday, but you can still enjoy the weekend. That's a good feeling. So I miss that, being in that kind of rhythm. But when you in hustle mode, grind mode, oh my God, you working weekends, you working holidays, you working around the clock. I go to sleep thinking about work. I dream about work. I wake up, try to iterate the shit that I dreamed about. I get in that cycle. I call myself the mad scientist because I'm constantly just in the lab working on different shit and ideas. My mind doesn't turn off. So, it's crazy though, because it's like I can be exhausted as shit, but if I have an idea and I have to just see it through, I have to see it through. It doesn't matter how tired I am. I've been working before and been fucking delirious. Or damn near delirious, really. That's the fun part. Even though it catches up to you, entrepreneurship. Like when you get older, it catches. Like now that I'm in my 30s, I can't do shit in my 30s that I could do in my 20s. That's for sure. Like as an entrepreneur, I mean, I used to do crazy shit. And I was only running off 4 hours of sleep. So, and I wasn't even surviving on naps back then. I don't know how I was running on 4 hours of sleep and staying up and doing 18-hour days. And I mean, it was just insane. Like, man, if I knew then what I know now. But I wouldn't know now what I didn't then, because I wouldn't have had to go through the experiences that taught me what I know now. That's why you got to take it all. You got to, maybe that's the message today, that the entire experience is really beautiful. Like everything is working out for your good. And I'll tell you guys more about this in another video, but basically everything works out for your good. Like when I say my life is being completely like dismantled, but in the best way, I can't even describe it to you. It's not even like I don't know. I used to get so upset when shit wouldn't work out. You know, I would be just devastated. Like, oh no, it didn't work out. You know, what am I going to do? That's not the plan. Man, when shit don't work out now, listen. Because I've learned you get that shit out of the way so you can make room for the shit that's supposed to work out for you. You're not supposed to get caught up in the stuff that doesn't go right. It's just supposed to be an indication that it's not aligned with you. That's the whole thing. It's just not aligned with you. You know, so that misalignment is causing the misfire. That's been my experience. So now, when something is misaligned, I let it go. I don't try to hold on to it. I don't try to convince it to stay. I don't try to, oh, no. We're misaligned. Thank you. But no, thank you. And you keep on moving. You know, I got a potential lead right now. And I'm still kind of thinking like, maybe not. Maybe I won't. I might send him an email when I'm done with this video and be like, you know what? But I say all that to say, you know, don't be attached to anything. Like, things come and they go, and we keep going regardless. So, you know, good old morning musing. These videos, you know, there's no rhyme or reason to them sometimes. Not the freestyles. It's really just me talking out loud, thinking out loud. But, yeah, it's just a lot of shit going on right now in the world. Sometimes it's hard to see through, you know, darkness. You're just surrounded by it, and it just seems like nothing's working out. And, you know, it's easy for me to sit here now, easier, I should say, for me to sit here now, right? And kind of have this attitude about like, oh, everything's working out for my good. But if I'm being honest, the experience of learning that principle and understanding that universal law, the cost, I mean, I couldn't even begin to tell you the cost, you know, that comes with that. And I think that's something that people often, you know, we'll look at people and where they are, but we rarely look at what they had to go through to get there. You know, that's why I'm never, listen, I'm gonna tell you one thing. And I was thinking about this the other morning when I was up meditating, and that is, I had to figure out how to make my business work on my own. Like I've worked with consultants on it. I have tried EOS, which is the entrepreneurial operating system, or Traction, if you've ever heard of the book Traction. It comes from that book. But anyway, so I've tried all these different systems. Nothing worked. Wasn't the systems though. It was really me. I didn't have the clarity that I needed, but now I have the clarity. So it's like things are working right now. I got the system, so it's like we're humming along. Okay, so I was thinking about how it would have been a different feeling if I didn't earn it. Like, let's say one of those consultants just unlocked it for me and just gave it to me, right? And said, here's your system, here's how it all works, I wouldn't have had an appreciation for, like, anything in life. Anything that's given to you, you're not gonna appreciate it. The other part for me was I didn't want to sell what I do, in terms of like, I didn't want to build it in a way that I had to sell it. So what I had to do was I had to invent my own system and be my own client. That's where I started. And then I gave that advice to a friend of mine. And then she started doing some work in her business using that same methodology around like being your own client. And then from there, she started working with me. And then she saw results. And then she started sending referrals. And now we got a great thing going back and forth. So it's been good. But I say all that to say, like, I had to have a level of clarity that I could appreciate. It had to resonate with me. And now the business is finally resonating with me. I'm not trying to recapture something that I already built and lost, which was my first consulting firm, right? that's another story for another day. Well, I guess I could tell that story today. So, long story short, I was a young, very impressionable young man, and I was constantly mimicking, you know. Um, and here's the thing, I was mimicking some people who did great things and were great people, but they weren't good people. They weren't kind people. They weren't decent people in some cases, right? I know that now. So, you know, and that's not to like blame them or anything like that. I still made the choice to be like, oh, I want to be like that guy, right? Because I didn't feel like I was good enough as myself. And you know what? I was thinking about this in the shower too. What makes business fun for me now is I show up completely as myself. The same way I show up on this YouTube channel is the same way I show up in my work. I'm in my robe. I'm in my, like, I'm not trying to show up as your cookie cutter, consultant in the suit and the tie. I'm not trying to convince you. And I think that took not only the pressure off for me, but it made my work fun again. Because now when I'm creating different products or services or offers, I am doing it from a place of just experimenting and creating and having fun versus trying to make something fit, I hope that makes sense. I'm sure all my entrepreneurs will understand like what I'm talking about. When you're trying to figure your business shit out and you're trying to get it to work, that feeling of like when it clicks and you're like, oh yeah. And then you have that first sales call and it works. Then you have another sales call and they sign on. And you're like, oh, I got something here. That feeling, that's what I'm talking about. But the journey between that feeling and, starting, pure hell. There's absolutely no way to sugarcoat it. There is no way to make it nice. It is hell. Period. It's a journey. It's a journey. A lot of misfires, but again, I went back to my own principle of being my own client. So once I solved the first problem, right, and I really got my offer clear and really like honed in, then I started to see the traction. Then I was like, oh, the clients are actually running into this problem when they're done with me, right? So my goal is always to help my clients naturally position themselves as the only logical solution, right, to their clients' challenges and problems. So essentially I did the same thing for myself, but it ended up working out. I mean, it's God is good. Really, it's not even me. It's not even God. It's I'm not saying it's not even God. I'm saying it's not even me, but it's all God. Like some of these ideas and concepts and downloads that I've gotten in the last few days that I've executed, like, man, I definitely didn't come up with the shit. I'll tell you that. It definitely came from something greater than me. And it's so amazing because I remember sitting in a meeting one time and I had done this is back when I was always trying to like prove myself and shit. And I had done some free work for someone. So, I mean, I had done so their project was dead. Okay, this is how I got into project development, actually. What made me interested in it. So their project was actually like dead. Like all the partners had kind of lost interest. The emails had stopped. The meetings stopped. So it was like everything was kind of messed up. COVID hadn't happened yet. So that wasn't even a factor yet. But I'll talk to you more about how God works. So anyway, I do all this free work. And as I'm doing all this free work, I'm doing it with the strategy in mind. And they've also promised me, we're going to put you on. We're going to set you up. You're going to be our guy, bring you in the room, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so put the thing together. When I put it was a deck that I put together for them, presentation deck, right? So put it together for them. They send it off to the partners. The partners reply back. They sent it, I think it was after end of business, the day before. The partners I take that back. They sent an email. One of the people sent an email early that next morning, like 7 o'clock that next morning. The partners all replied before 8:30. Like everybody had replied. They wanted to get on a call. Everybody was excited. So the project starts moving along. Okay, cool. So I meet with one of the head people, and they're like, oh, you should do this with your firm. You should do that. And if you change your firm and make it a project development firm, this is how I will help you. Like I will plug you into this part of my business. You can just develop all my projects. Essentially, right, is what they were saying. Okay, cool. So I do it. Long story short, they pull the rug out from under me. Right? Pull the rug out from under me. They go on with the project, and fucking COVID happens. 2 months later, we're quarantined, everything's shut down, and their entire project is based on, it's a venue space. So completely killed the project. I don't know where the project is now, but I don't even think anything ever happened with it. But anyway, so that's how they got theirs from that. But I say all that to say, there was something that when I got in the car after that meeting, you know how you're saying Friday, he gonna cry in the car. I cried in the car, right? But I cried in the car because I was so pissed off. Like, it wasn't because my feelings were hurt. It was like, fuck, how did you get played like this? How did you let them play in your face like this? Okay. So, 2 things happened that day, though. 2 things happened. The first thing that happened was, as they were telling me basically, like, when we sat down in the meeting, instead of them telling me the game plan for how they were going to put me on, they basically told me, we can't bring you in the room now. Like, you aren't educated enough. You aren't credentialed enough. We can't bring you in the room. You do great work. You know what you're doing. You know what you're talking about, but we can't bring you in the room, right? So I'm like, okay. Whole time, though, that they're telling me, like, blue light won't be this, blue light won't be that, unless you do X, Y, and Z, right? In order to work with people like us, you're going to have this and this and this. Okay, cool. So the whole time I'm just hearing in my head this still voice. It was so quiet and it calmed me immediately. And the voice said, what did I tell you? What did I show you? And I immediately knew it was God. Immediately. Because I saw the vision. I saw everything that blue light was going to be. I saw myself as that guy. I saw, right? Didn't know the journey I was going to have to go through to get to that point. But I say all that to say, so I had that encounter, right? But the other encounter that I had was, and this was the whole point of me telling you this story and why the victory for me is so sweet at this point. I'm sitting in the car, and I called one of my cousins that I was close to at the time. And we're talking, and, she's asking me how the meeting went. And so, I start crying because I'm so frustrated. I'm like, I don't even know what to do at this point. Like, I don't even know what to do. Now, unbeknownst to me, I had COVID at this time and did not know it. I wasn't showing symptoms yet for COVID. I didn't get sick until 3 days after that. Okay. So, but that was a sidebar. But anyway, so I'm sitting in the car. I get off the phone with my cousin. Before I drive home, I gotta move this fucking flat down because I keep thinking somebody's trying to run up on me. I don't even know why. It's not like I live a street life or anything. But anyway, so what was I saying? Shit. Oh, so I'm sitting in the car. I'm gathering myself before I leave the parking lot. And I will never forget this. But that same voice, right, comes back and says, because of where I'm going to take you, right? Like, no man will be able to say that they helped you get there. No man will be able to say, because I gave him the opportunity, that's what put him on. That's what I brought him in the room, and that's what helped. When I tell y'all that after that day, once I understood that and accepted that, literally after that day, any person I've ever run into who had that mindset, like they were putting me on or they were doing for me or they were, man, when I tell you that those were the most short-lived connections ever, they were the most short-lived connections ever. And every time it happens, like every time those connections are removed, I think about that. I think about that moment in the car, and I think about what God said to me in that moment. No man will be able to say that they helped you get there. And so that's what makes where I am right now such a sweet spot for me. Because I know, now don't get me wrong, I had encounters with people along my journey, right? Not taking any credit from any person, but I see them all as instruments of God. They were all divinely placed in my path for different reasons, right? So with that, when I look back over where I am now in the journey, I see me and God. You know, it's like footprints in the sand. You know what I mean? I see where God carried me. And so I say all that to say that that's what makes faith the path of least resistance, I guess. It's like being able to lean on something greater than me. You know? I don't know. I'm just thinking out loud, y'all. Just follow me. Probably be a great video to just well, never mind, I shouldn't say that. I've been I've been talking about my business. I shouldn't mix the two, but I'm sure some of y'all knew where I was going with that. But anyway, so yeah, life is interesting right now. It's very interesting, and I'm torn because I have this idea for a novel, and I really want to start like messing around with it, but I just can't. I can't let the ADHD take over and have me down a damn rabbit hole, because I'm gonna have to do research for this one, and I've already done some research, but I'm gonna have to do a little bit more, and it's a lot. So I'm going to. Oh, I just thought of a good character connection too. But anyway, I'm going to work on that at some point. I just need to get more structure. That's all. I need to get more structure. I have some now. It's working out for me, but I need to really overhaul it. I probably need to schedule like an entire month off of work. Not off work, but an entire month where I don't take meetings or do sessions with clients or any of that. Like, and I really just focus in on getting some stuff done with the team. That's what really needs to happen. But anyway, so yeah. We talked about a lot today in this 27-minute video. I don't even think I made a video this long before. But morning musings. That's what we got. Morning musings. So I started watching this, Stacia and I, we both started watching it this morning. We were up working. And started watching that 40 Acres movie. Man, I don't know why they categorize it as a horror film. Is it because black people are standing up for themselves? That's why it's a horror film? I haven't watched the whole thing. I just saw like the first, I don't even think it was 2 minutes of it. I ended up turning it off because I was telling her, like, this is some shit we got to pay attention to. Like, I need to be looking at the screen. I can't be working on my computer listening to this and looking up every now and again. I can't do that. I gotta watch this shit. That might have to go in the collection. But the movie is really good. I have to put it in my collection. But anyway, that movie is, man, I think it's gonna be good. Just based on the first 120 seconds, it's got me hooked already. It's got me hooked already. So ready for winter to be over. I might be the only damn winter baby in the world. Most certainly the only January Capricorn that does not like the winter. I'm just over it. When I was a kid, I liked it more, I think. But, you know, when you're an adult, you got to go out in this shit and shovel it, and it's work. It's just work. Pretty to look at though. Pretty to look at. And when all this shit melts, oh, it's gonna be a nightmare. It's supposed to melt this week, I think. The temperature should be up high enough for it to melt, but oh, I think I like this format of morning musings better, honestly. The others, it's not that they feel preachy. Maybe it's because they're so short and I'm just getting to the point when I should just kind of be rambling. But then I'm always like, no one's gonna watch a video that's just rambling. But then I could do the episodes and make those more focused. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, just thinking out loud. Anyway, that's it for today's morning musing, y'all. So when y'all go out into that world today, be kind, okay? Shine your light. Make somebody's day. It don't take much to make a person's day, A smile, kind gesture, Don't take much. A little kindness. What Otis Redding say? Try a little tenderness. Anywho. All right, well, listen. And like, share, subscribe, all that. If you want to. You don't have to. And, oh, that's a warm glove, boy. That's a warm glove right there. Until next time, be well, stay safe, and many blessings. Peace.